Soren Rasmussen spent his career serving the state of Illinois. After his well-earned retirement, he and his wife Mary relocated to Florida.
I was in Department of Corrections in Illinois for 25 years. I was about 22 years as an officer and the last couple of years as a sergeant. Then we retired 2 years ago and we moved down here. It's really a nice place. We're in Lakeland, Florida. I like to play golf. There's a senior softball league that I play softball in.
Minor lower back pains developed over the course of Soren's life, and he was able to find relief with non-surgical treatments.
When I was in my later 20s, all of a sudden something locked up in my back, and I was able to go to a chiropractor. He was able to work it out. However, a few years later, it started reoccurring over and over again, and he kept getting it fixed, but then I got to a point where he couldn't fix it, so I went to a pain doctor. He burned off some nerves, and it helped for, I'm going to say a good 7-8 years. I didn't have too much problems, and then, about a year and a half ago, I started feeling something slip in my back, and the pain has been pretty bad since then.
Then, in 2018, he and Mary suffered a terrifying, near-fatal motorcycle accident.
Last August, we were in a very bad motorcycle accident that put me in a coma for 5 weeks, and supposedly I wasn't going to live through it, but apparently I did anyway. So when I came around, I had to relearn how to do everything all over again, and here, I'm going to say about March is when I really started, other things were clearing up. I was realizing my back is pretty well messed up, and I went to my regular doctor, and he goes, let's go through therapy again. I says, I don't think therapy is going to do any good. Then we skipped that. So we went down to the pain doctor down here. Didn't help nothing. All of a sudden, one day, I'm walking and all of a sudden I couldn't walk. I went down on the floor and I was just screaming in pain. And it took a long time before I could even get in and get up. Well, I thought I was all right. The next day I went out to power wash the house, and the next thing you know, I'm rolling around in the yard. I couldn't get up. I couldn't do nothing. About a half hour later, I finally got up and got in the house, and I told my wife that you gotta find something. Something's really wrong here. The pain, it was going down my right leg, down the outside, all the way from the back, all the way down to the right ankle. It actually felt like somebody was hitting me in the ankle. When I'd take a step, it felt like somebody was hitting me in the ankle with a hammer. The back would just want to lock and not move. It was just amazingly painful. Normally, I don't make a lot of noise when I'm in pain. I'll moan and groan a little bit, but this, I was actually yelling and screaming in pain. It hurt so bad. Basically, I couldn't really walk. I had a cane and I was hobbling everywhere I went.
It was after this that his back injuries required a surgical intervention. Mary found the Bonati Spine Institute while searching online.
I did go to the chiropractor a few times after the motorcycle accident, and he really wasn't getting anything accomplished. I also was getting massages, deep massages, and that really wasn't helping. And did have some painkillers that I wasn't taking, like handfuls of them or anything. I'd take muscle relaxers and painkillers, and you get a couple hours of relief. You're able to sleep a little bit at night with them, but then you wake up the next day and it starts all over again. So I said, what about finding one of them minimum invasive back surgery places? So she was scoping them out online, and she came across the Bonati Institute. She called them up, and the very next day I was down at the Bonati Institute. I couldn't believe how nice the people were there. They were just unbelievably, from the minute I walked in the door, they got me in like 5 minutes after I got there. So I met with Dr. List, and he was a nice guy too. He was happy to see me, happy to have me. It was like I was his only patient. He said the lower back on the right side, I think we did the L2 and L3. That went really well. After that, I didn't walk with the cane anymore. I still had problems trying to wash my feet when I was in the shower, and I think they did the L4 and L5 the second time, and that pretty much wiped out what was, the pain that was coming there.
By using conscious IV sedation, the Bonati spine procedures allow surgical guests to be interactive with the surgeons during their procedure, painlessly guiding them to the cause of the symptom and verifying the source of the pain is removed.
The funny thing is, the first one they did, I don't really remember that one at all while I was in the procedure. The second one, I kind of remember almost all of it. They told me they're going to do the 2 and the 3 on the right side. You can't really feel much. There's no pain at all. There really isn't any pain. It's just, and they tell you that they want you to tell them while you're in surgery, what are you feeling and where you're feeling it. But I remember telling him, while he was in there, the left leg, the right leg, lower right leg, upper right leg, whatever, a few things like that I remember telling him. I mean, I had no fear of the surgery. I know it sounds crazy.
Once surgery is complete, guests are relocated to the recovery area for post-operative rest and a final check-in with the surgeon. It's at this time most Bonati Spine Institute patients can be absolutely sure their pain was alleviated.
I felt relief from the nerve pain almost instantly. You're not sure because you're kind of doped up a little bit, so when you first get it done, you're thinking, well, am I really feeling better, or is this just from being doped up? But then when the anesthesia wears off and the pain is still gone and you're up walking around and the pain is still gone, it's just amazing. Right after the surgery, I walked out of the Bonati Institute without a cane. Yeah, I've had 2 procedures so far because I had multiple levels on the L2, 3, 4, 5. If I need a 3rd procedure, they can take care of that for me. But we're going to wait and see if I need it. There's no point in doing it if it's not needed. I think Dr. List is an excellent physician, and he talks to you like you're a human being, not like some of these doctors you go to where they talk down to you because they know all about it and you don't. He explains things pretty well to you. Right now I can do everything, all kinds of stuff. I can bend down to the floor without much pain. Things that I couldn't do, people just take for granted. You can put your shoes on well, guess what? I was at a point where I couldn't take my shoes on. I could take them off, but I couldn't put them on. Now I can put them on, no problem. And get in the shower, I can wash my feet, no problem. So it's just amazing how good this stuff is. If you're beyond a pain doctor, you need to go there, Bonati Institute, because they're going to take you in and take care of you like you're gold.